Mahou.Club, it is Pixie. Welcome to the start of another sunny, springy vlog. I have a lot of cute little things to get up to around the house, and I've been doing some really exciting sewing, fashion, crafting projects, so I thought I would take you along with me for some sunny little days in May. I've been up to some sewing, I've been up to some cooking, I got some beautiful vintage cutlery. I have dance pracky because the con is in like a month now. Just practicing by myself today. And I also have to do the Patreon illustrated wallpaper background for June. June is finally right around the corner, which is so exciting. It is finally summertime. So yeah, anyway, I am going to quit rambling and let's start off with the sewing I've been up to. This is probably going to be the title and or thumbnail of this vlog, but I made a really beautiful dress out of curtains, and I'm super excited for you to see it, and I filmed all of the process. I did it in one weekend, okay? I'm very proud. So yes, let us get on and come with me to my sewing room. Okay, so I've had these gorgeous pastel rainbow curtains for years and years. These were thrifted and gifted to me by one of my sweet good friends, Kenzie, forever ago. And she gifted them to me being like, this material I thought is super cute and I thought you could make something out of it. So I kept this around in my stash, just waiting for the perfect moment, and also waiting for my skills to be at a place where I can like casually whack out dresses for myself. And that time has finally come. I was so stoked to finally just make myself something for fun. I've been in the middle of this giant cosplay project for months now, so I was eager to do something low stakes and fun. So yeah, I made this dress as a little treat to keep me motivated in the sewing room, and also because it's Stevie and our anniversary this month, and we're going on a little trip and a little fancy date. So I wanted something really cute to wear. So let's take a peek at what we're working with. These curtains are really gorgeous as is, but they are kind of an awkward length, so they will definitely be turned into something that gets more use and more appreciation. They have this lovely ruffle along the top and along the edges everywhere except for where the curtains meet in the middle there. The ruffle at the top also has this really cute lace, and the fabric is doubled over there so you can see the rainbow even brighter. The ruffle around the rest of it is a little bit more simple. It's got some pink and lavender on there, and the stitched part is yellow, so some really pretty colors going on in there. I knew I wanted to preserve this ruffle, at least in some capacity, so preserve the ruffle I did. I knew I wanted that on the bottom of the skirt because it's kind of a no-brainer. Gives you a little bit of extra flounce, a little bit of extra volume on the bottom for spinning around on the beach. So I started by just laying out the curtains and getting a good look at them and kind of moving them around and trying to see what I can do, where it can lay, what's going on. And I found that this nice curved edge at the bottom worked really well to overlay these two pieces and get like a, oh, there's probably a name for this style, but like a big swooping tulip flower petal bell shape, two overlapping half circles moment kind of vibe. This also ended up kind of being the most no-brainer way to go about turning these curtains into a skirt, because that meant I was just chopping off the length of the skirt from the bottom of the curtains. So I chopped. I took that to the serger. I've had this pastel pink serger thread on my serger for this whole project, and I use it on every fabric, and I don't think you can tell. I think it just kind of looks white. I don't know. I would change it if I thought it made a difference in a bad way, but I don't know. A little sweet hidden pink kiss on my projects? Hello? And then I took the fabric over to the machines to gather it. I am so excited to tell you guys about my new gathering hack. I learned this from a With Wendy video. I don't catch all of her uploads, but I'm so glad that I caught this one. This has changed my sewing life forever. If you crank your stitch width to max, as you always do for gathering, and then you crank the other two dials also to max, and then you hold the thread a little bit between the spool and the first little metal guy it goes through. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of every single part of the sewing machine. But you just take your index finger and your thumb and you gently pinch the thread on the top of the machine as you're sewing. And the amount that you pinch, however much extra tension you decide to add, is how much your material will gather. And I know you're supposed to do 2 rows of gathering stitches, and guess what? I've never done that! I think I did that a couple times in school because it was getting marked. They say that you get more even gathers if you do 2 layers. I don't know. I have never felt like it makes a difference. And now with this hack, it just gathers it straight away and Bob's your uncle. And it's so nice and even too. If you're able to sew evenly and not really stop and hold that tension evenly, oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And because this material is pastel rainbow, and because it's so pastel and a tiny bit sheer, not really, but you know, it's the amount of sheer that like a bed sheet is. That means that up closer to the gathers, the colors get a little bit more saturated as they bunch together, and I am very excited about this. You'll see later I include this little element in another spot on the dress as well. For the bodice, I'll admit, I was a little lazy and I took a major shortcut and I used the pattern pieces from my cake dress. This is a really simple bodice pattern. It fits absolutely beautifully on the bust and on the front there. I don't know what I cooked up in this pattern, but even when the fabric is just laying there, it looks so beautiful. This is like my best bust curve princess line I've ever done. So I just used this pattern again because A, I was whipping this out for fun in one weekend, and B, it's a really, really great pattern that freshly was made and fits me really well, and C, I knew I was gonna do more draping on top of it for more design elements, so bada bing, bada boom. So speaking of draping, let's get into that. I mentioned that whenever you gather this material, it makes those rainbow colors a little bit more saturated where all of the fabric comes together. And again, I was really, really stoked about this. So I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a gathered, what's it called? Okay, with my very quick Google search, I don't think there's a name for this type of bust style, but it's gathered right in the middle on that center front and then pinned over to the armholes and side seams. This is super flattering for folks with busts. You can see here I did pin it a little bit unevenly on the right side. It goes higher. I was just eyeballing this very late at night on the weekend, so again, it's not perfect. I keep using words like whack out and whip out. I said that once in fashion school. So funny. I was having like a one-on-one review with my teacher and I was like, yeah, sorry, I thought I could whack that out. And she said, I don't want you to whack anything. Like with so much concern and care on her face. So yeah, this was my first time doing a bust like this and it was super easy and super cute. That fabric piece, I just cut a rectangle, serged it on the top and the bottom, gathered it in the middle, and then I stitched down that gather to secure it as well, and I also ended up hand sewing that to the actual bodice. So things are starting to look very dressy. Ah, look how cute, it's turning into a thing. Oh, I forgot to mention that I did alter that pattern a little bit. The bodice pattern, I brought up the top of it on the neckline, made it quite a bit higher, and I made it into a halter. Again, beachy summer moment. I adore halters. Again, I think they're super flattering, super fun, super flirty. And I wanted a nice big ribbon on the back of the neck for this. It's also very easy. You know, if you don't want to deal with sleeves and armholes and straps and measuring and even like the adjusting strap thing, oh my god, put a ribbon there. Then you have a ribbon and you don't have to try. So I pinned the bodice to the skirt, right sides together. Bam, bam, bam. I believe this is Sunday afternoon, so we're on the home stretch, and I have some very pertinent supervisors. I also lined this dress. I don't think I filmed any of that, because it's kind of boring. It's just all the same steps, but with white fabric. So like less exciting to look at. But yeah, everything's serged and lined. The skirt as well, I ended up putting it on the mannequin, letting it hang overnight on Saturday night so that I could pin the true hem, because it was a little bit lower in some spots and a little bit higher in some spots, because I did the lining for the skirt as just a circle skirt. And I did it out of this like weird drapey extra material I had. It was like a gritty, grainy chiffon type poly thing. Anyway, so I fixed up the hem of that. I installed an invisible zipper. I actually hand sewed the inside lining to the zipper, which is a thing that I often will put off, if not just not do. If I'm making something just for me and no one's gonna see it. Okay. Entering my era where I sew down my zipper lining. And yeah, that was this dress done. I am super, super, super happy with it. I think it's friggin' adorable. Flirty is the word. Flirty and flattering, I think. The shape is just, you can't go wrong. And it's also really, really comfortable. I find myself throwing this on just as I'm like puttering around the house and working from home. So, score! I love when I make myself cute, comfy things to wear. Let's go get some photos and or video in this thing. I'm so happy to be doing silly little self-shoots again. Hee hee hee. I remember there was like a couple years where this big pink backdrop just was unused. I love being a diva. Slay. Slay, slay. I just noticed that the bottoms of these shoes have been bitten by cats. That's so rude. So yeah, I just did a little self-shoot of this in my basement on my seamless paper. I wanted to try my hand at that like faux floating kind of photo trick where if you get a short little stool or a table or something and then you Photoshop it out from under you, it can kind of look like you're floating. I don't know, I just thought this looked like a dreamy, magical rainbow sunset dress and I thought it would be fun. I got so many comments on this. I posted this little video on Twitter and everyone was complimenting my core strength. Literally at the end of this video, I'm like, my core strength is lacking. So thank you guys for hyping me up. Oh, core strength is lacking. So half of the magic of this trick happens in post in the editing stage, so I thought I'd take you guys along with me there as well. I also actually swapped the head on this because I liked the pose from one shot, but I liked the angle of my head in another shot. I do this all the time, and look at that. Super easy. Did a little bit of preliminary, just like light and brightness and color tweaking. I stretched out the background there so that it covers the whole canvas. The light and color tweaking happens a little bit all throughout the process, but yeah, I kind of just went in there with the clone tool and I very carefully cloned out that stool. I tried just like blobbing the shadow underneath me with the burn tool, but that didn't look very good. And then I tried copying the shadow to make a new layer of it and then messing around with the settings of that, and that also didn't look really good. And then I tried to select the shadow with the magic wand tool and that didn't work. So I actually went in and hand painted around it to make it stand out a little bit more and to also kind of create the illusion of the shadow being where the stool would have been. Anyway, on this photo, I also threw on a couple of effects. I did a little bit of a Gaussian blur, like dreamy 80s thing. So I just copy the layer, I do a Gaussian blur on it, and I set it to screen. And then I also added a little bit of grain to this to again give it a little bit of like a dreamy retro feel. I edited another shot from this session and posted it, and I did that one with like clouds and stuff. And I like how this turned out, but I kind of wanted to emphasize the like I'm floating off of the ground thing, and I wanted another shot to use for the thumbnail for this. So, hee hee hee. I might continue to mess around with the background of it, but anyway, that is my little self-shoot and editing process. Ta-da!
if I throw this, will you go fetch? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Ka-choo! Yeah! Was it on the table?
I love when he does that. That's so cute. Look at him looking. Oh, he found it! I didn't even see it. What a smarty pants. What a little smart man.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Good boy. Again, again, again.
Oh. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Oh. Hi. Oh my god. Hard to do anything when you have a boy this cute. I love the J-pop dance cover vibes of this. I'm just gonna do a little dance practice for the con, and I thought it would be fun to include in the vlog because the competition is in a month and I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it this time. I'm not gonna have a breakdown on the floor, okay? Instead, I'm going to do this. It's loading. It's muted. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Fuck. Okay, I set it to 75% because this dance is fast. Am I dumb? Okay, why am I struggling? I thought I was gonna do better than that. Okay, I need to do more practice. Another thing I wanted to include in this vlog was a bit of cooking that I did. I made this really, really yummy pasta bake. Sometimes I call it a casserole just because I like that word, and I think it technically is. But I also realized this is essentially just like broken lasagna. Anyway, this is really yummy. It's originally a HelloFresh recipe. This is not sponsored. I used to buy HelloFresh for a while and then we keep the recipes. So I buy the ingredients for this from the grocery store and make it all the time. So yeah, enjoy a wee little cooking montage. And I'll close out this vlog with where I'm at now, which is editing and digital work. It's coming up on the 1st of the month now, so I have my Patreon monthly wallpaper to do. June always makes me think of strawberries. It is strawberry season where I'm from. And I've also been itching to do more of these retro wallpaper inspired patterns, so I thought one with a strawberry theme would be really, really pretty. I wrestled with this one, you guys. I was just really not happy with it. I was really having to trust the process for a while, but I ended up so happy with it. So yes, these are available on my Patreon. I do them every month. And now I'm just editing this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Not too much crazy stuff going on, but a fair bit of fun sewing, a little bit of fashion bloggery work, and just some at-home stuff. So yeah, we love you so much, and we will see you in the next one, which is not this one, because this one's over. Bye!